Those blissful couple of moments right when you wake up before you remember you have to rescue Mother from a plutocrat's private island. You think that's a Yankee Candle?
Alright, in my vision yesterday I saw that Mother had this room before me. I'd better search the room, who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Disappointed we don't get a suiting up montage. So yeah, we can't read the encyclopedia yet because we don't have all the pages. I want to learn how to be polite because I'm the world's sweetest little angel.
Writing material.
Just naming the things we see, Louis? Yeah, there's a couple of things here now that we couldn't interact with before.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely look. Markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage.
That'd just be silly.
Oh, this bookcase is well stocked. Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round. A Voyage Around the World. The travelogue of the explorer Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence.
That's a problematic fave, Ma.
And I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother? Found it. A faint sign of the order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room.
That's how I read. I hold the book perfectly still and move my head around it.
I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching. There's a circle around the lock here.
Can you figure out the mystery of the circle key and the circle lock?
Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it. There's a note. Effects of Lord de Richet, to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it. All right. I've retrieved everything.
Mommy left us a care package of honey and amber. She knows us so well.
A Greek drachma. One of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and in the Quran.
Here's something will undermine my botanist's appreciation for the local climate.
I mean, first we were going for Caravaggio, and now we're going at the local gardener. Louis taking on all comers today.
My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind. She must have used the writing materials.
How do you know that?
What if she used lemon juice instead? An old trick used to hide messages. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used a lemon to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message?
You can have Louis figure it out, or if you know how to reveal invisible ink, you can just do it directly. I'm gonna have Louis figure it out. Boost his confidence.
Illegible. I have to keep searching. Apart from getting the book dirty, I can't see any use for this. Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee, though.
So that camera panning over to the candle earlier was a clue, I suppose.
If a message is written in lemon juice, the flame will reveal it.
Did we just put a lit candle in our pocket?
Aha! It's working! The heat reveals the message. Let's see what my mother wrote. Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology.
Medusa. She's the one with that juicy ass, right?
On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. After that, she adds, beware hero. The beast always charges the best protected soldier. And that's its weakness. What is my mother trying to tell me? Since you've gone to so much trouble, you must not have only found something important, but you must have also felt like you were in great danger. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
So that you can see on my face.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
Part of the reason I cut out exploring earlier is that the name plaques in front of the doors can spoil who is going to visit us. Oop, took that turn a little too fast.
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later.
So I think we just caught George Washington jerking it.
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
This room looks like what I drew on my Trapper Keeper in middle school. Can you imagine the effort it took to rip all of the wallpaper off and then like sketch sigils into the wall? I mean, I wish I had that kind of gumption.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you'll be able to put all of this behind you one day.
She's 15 years old and a hard drinker. I kind of love Elizabeth Adams.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits. Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
It's meth, Louis. Be cool.
These are magnesium crystals, a fairly effective remedy for easing anxiety. Well, let's see what it tastes like.
I like to explore the ward by walking around and putting things in my mouth. Sometimes it turns out well. I've made some of my best friends this way.
Ugh. I really need to stop tasting everything I find now.
Is he trying to summon Satan? Because, right on.
Carmelite water.
Oh, she has her mattress on the floor. Is she a gamer? Also, like she had to install hooks to get up there. I mean, hats off, Elizabeth Adams. You see destruction, I see several weeks of craft projects in here. Her bathtub is full of books, which makes me realize, 1, she isn't bathing, and 2, none of the other rooms even have bathtubs.
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer matter to you. Father maintains that the secondary effects of your treatment still trouble you, but that they will soon subside. Should I believe him? I cling to the belief that we shall soon see each other again, at long last. Right soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present you want.
Well, that's nice. She does have her sister. Do me a favor and don't look up any details about Abigail Adams' life. It's really sad.
August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I am driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you, but they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer me, please. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
There used to be a way to soft lock the game here, where you could go out on the balcony, but when you tried to get back in, you would be trapped between the bed and the door, and you'd just be stuck there forever.
That must be the door to the room of the soldier I saw in my vision.
So our room was full of images of people listening to holy voices and Saturn eating his son. I'm sure Napoleon got an equally fucked up room.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Louis is all about that honey, my god.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
Again, we are just stealing books left and right.
A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
I like the idea of entering this room and playing detective. I wish they did it with someone other than Napoleon. They could have done it with one of the fictional characters, and then I could learn along with Louis who they are. But when it's Napoleon, I already know who this man is.
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us soon. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte. It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles. It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
If Louis was born today, he'd be selling swords on QVC.
Hannibal crossing the Alps. Another military success. Why do I get nothing but visions of horror in my room? And he gets victory after victory? The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius. Yet another one with delusions of grandeur. French actor Talma as Nero in Britannicus, the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty.
We collected some
crystals.
amber, and now we are full of determination.
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet as to your coming. See you soon. Lord William Mortimer.
Vercingetorix throws down his arms at the feet of Julius Caesar by Royer, two great army chiefs.
That's all of the rooms we can visit. Let's go get brunch. Oh no, she has Joe Biden disease.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet? I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault, too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
You didn't happen to lose this, did you?
Where did you find it?
In the small salon.
It's the only reminder I have of my beloved sister. I thought that swine stole it from me. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
So did you get that dress from Modclaw? Can I cop that?
My mother came here to do business with Lord Mortimer, but she seems to have gone missing. So I'm here to find her.
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No, I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
I don't really have anything funny to say about child abuse. Sorry.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
Elizabeth, confiding in me might ease your burden. Let me relieve you of some of your suffering.
Relieve me? Do you even hear yourself? Do you really think that by confiding in my torturer's son, I will be healed as if by magic? That it will bring my smile back or let me sleep at night? Look, you don't seem like a bad person, and I'm sorry you have to find out your mother's true colors like this. But I'm not going to pity you. Everybody has their cross to bear. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they? Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing.
Take this. My love, my anger, and all of my sorrow.
My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's come here for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
You know, I am sympathetic to Elizabeth Adams, but if she wanted to disprove that she was possessed by an evil spirit or whatever, what she did to her room was not the best way to go about that. Actually, before we eat, let's harass a servant.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
Have you considered unionizing?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
So, just like in real life, if you harass a retail worker enough, they will give you free stuff just to make you leave.
You wouldn't have a little golden elixir I could use, would you?
Oh, unfortunately, sir, I have orders not to give any of that medicine to any of Lord Mortimer's guests. Some guests are here to follow a very strict treatment. Mixing or combining certain substances would be dangerous for sir.
My good fellow, you're right. One should never mix treatments without the advice of an expert. It so happens that I usually make my own golden elixir, but I haven't brought my kit with me. Perhaps, in that case, would you fetch a spoonful of ethyl alcohol, ethereal oil, and 10 milliliters of ethanol for me? Along with that, a small quantity of gold, please. Just a few crumbs will suffice.
Ah, I see that sir knows his subject. Therefore, I see no reason why I shouldn't give them to you. I hope that will be enough for you, sir, because I haven't any more.
Thank you. That will be fine.
May I help with anything else, sir?
Wouldn't happen to be carrying some amber crystals around in your pocket, would ya?
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Well, I'm the guest, and if I want your engagement ring, I will have it.
Well, no point in lying, you know. I know full well you haven't got any.
I would never think of lying, sir. I don't believe I am authorized to give it away, that is all.
Amber? Here? I'd be surprised.
Yet I assure you, sir,
No, you're pulling my leg. I don't believe you.
I wouldn't dare to joke with sir.
Yeah, sure. You're just leading me on. I dare you to show it to me, if you really have some.
Well then, sir, here is a piece.
Ah, right. Well, I'm impressed. Can you lend it to me for a minute?
Of course, sir. Here.
Wow, I can hardly believe it. Well, I have other questions.
Of course, sir. But, sir, I believe you haven't given me back the amber, sir.
What? What amber?
The piece I gave to sir.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. You really ought to look after your things. It can't be easy to come across amber in these parts.
Well, does sir desire anything else?
Louis, there is a good chance this man is a literal slave. Be nice.
I still haven't quite recovered after that boat crossing. Would you happen to have any devil's thorn by any chance?
I am sorry, sir, but the devil's thorn may be just a plant, but it is also a powerful psychotropic drug that causes undesirable diuretic effects. I would advise against sir taking any.
If you knew my mother, you'd want to be fucked up too, son.
Don't worry, my good man. I know the effects of devil's thorn very well. I've been taking it for years without any adverse effects. I've never had cause to complain. You can believe me.
That is well, sir. Here is sir's herb. What else can I do for you, sir?
Now, do you have any 7-Up?
A little Carmelite water would do me a lot of good. Could you find me some, please?
Oh, the tonics are under lock and key, sir. Lord Mortimer only allows access to them in cases of emergency.
But sir, I need my gamer fuel.
Listen, I suffer from terrible migraines, and the voyage by boat has brought on my rheumatism. So, unless you have anything else to alleviate the pain, please give me some quickly. Thank you. Oh, and the one from Bordeaux, right? I prefer it to the one from Paris.
Immediately, sir. Here. I hope sir will get well again quickly. Anything else, sir?
Read me a story.
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir. And I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
So this is just a straight-up Jedi mind trick?
Hang on, but it's mine.
Beg pardon, sir?
It's my book. I'm telling you, it's my book.
With all due respect, sir, I hope sir will understand that I have doubts. You see, I found it in Lord Mortimer's library.
Huh, there you are then. That's exactly where I left it.
I am quite put out, sir. I don't know what to say.
In that case, I suggest you say nothing and hand it over.
But
Now!
But sir, Very well, sir. Here you are. May sir take good care of it. It is damaged.
And you've damaged it as well? Well, bravo. Bravo.
No, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me, sir.
Say pardon.
Pardon me, sir.
Very good. There were some other things I wanted to go over with you.
I think we've tormented this man enough, and we've worked up quite an appetite. This is a lot like how I decorate rooms in The Sims. I don't have a good sense of interior decoration, so if everything's the same color, I just consider it done.
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
So you don't know who Johann Christoph von Wollner is, and that's okay because even though he was the Prussian Minister of Justice, he has like one paragraph on Wikipedia.
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the king's table.
Yes.
I am delighted to
Yeah.
hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
Essentially, he was a mystic who also really cherished Christianity, and that may sound like a contradiction, but we all know these people who think Jesus just forgot to mention the healing power of crystals.
Please.
Surprising when you know Volner prohibited religious practices in Prussia. Renowned member of the Rose Croix Order, former Freemason, and great lover of alchemy. And look at Piaggi fawning over him. I really do have a problem digesting political protocol.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself?
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Well, none of your jokes can be winners.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
I'd like to take a moment to talk about how we are having brunch in what appears to be a butterfly sanctuary.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
Oh, are you psychic too?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Volner?
Many believe he is the real leader of Prussia. A charming man, but with an iron fist and a velvet glove. I also know he's famous for his love of the hunt, in all its forms.
Washington, we're all friends here. You can just tell me he lays mad pipe, okay?
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
Please, go ahead.
Lord Mortimer has invited Napoleon along to negotiate an important commercial venture.
Nothing strange about that.
And the Golden Order is somehow involved.
What? Our order? Are you sure?
That's what I read in the letter from Mortimer to Napoleon.
Hopefully Napoleon, who is 2 feet away from us, doesn't hear us talk about breaking into his room and reading his private letters.
Yes, this information is important. Thank you, Louis.
Monsieur de Richet, it would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Please, feel at home.
I like the art direction on Napoleon. It always looks like he just had a cry, and now he is too proud to admit it.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis. I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
This check is fairly easy if you know how much a cannon cost in 1793 in Louis d'or. It's pretty straightforward.
Surely such an amount will buy twice as many cannons. Don't try to pull a fast one on me. We're both young, but we are not naive.
Please don't be offended. I just wanted to make sure you knew what you were talking about. And I am reassured. I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Now this check is much harder than the previous one. Does Napoleon have a big ego? Well, actually, if you're a human person, that's going to be one of the 3 things you know about Napoleon, so yeah, let's go for authoritarianism.
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Someone who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think. The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words and I agree. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution in France.
Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
My friends, I would like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer, and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them.
I'm laughing so I don't feel left out.
The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
I was going to go into the Council Esports League, but I got carpal tunnel and had to retire young. So here's Elizabeth Adams' profile, where she is officially diagnosed with bipolar disorder and anxiety. And of course, in the 1700s, the only cure was a sick undercut. Anyway, it explains here that she was in mother's custody, and John Adams transferred her to Lord Mortimer because she wasn't getting any better with mother. So that's why she's on the island. Von Wollner's profile pretty much just reiterates what I said about him before, except for this last paragraph, where it says he's attempting to use the human soul as a key ingredient in alchemy, and I'm pretty sure that breaks the law of equivalent exchange, son.